Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey, two diehard baseball fans who don't agree
Welcome
on
to The Divide.
anything. Which side will
with
you
Mike and
choose?
Corey.
This is The
That's your boy
Divide.
Todd Frazier.
Hey guys, I'm Julie Stewart Banks.
Hey, what's up? This is Cliff Floyd. You can catch me on The Divide.
You can catch me on The Divide on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together. So stupid.
So corny and so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do. This is The Divide.
And here we are, Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 Philly, 104.1 Trenton. Check us out on the iHeart Radio app. Man, so listen, because it's been a few weeks, so I have to tell you that I got constructive criticism from a fan.
Okay.
Yes. I guess the last episode we did, it was like a weird rainy day, and we were talking about my mall extravaganza
cologne?
with my cologne, and then that led to the conversation on pizza and sandwiches.
Right.
This listener was like, dude, stop doing that. Like, I don't care. Straight up. She was like, that was the most boring thing I think I've ever listened to in my entire life. And I'm like, well, thank you.
What was the boring part of the pizza or sandwiches?
Us rambling on about why good pizza places have one or the other. She's just like, I was like, well, can you relate?
Right.
But she's just like, I don't know. I don't know whether it was someone that didn't order sandwiches. Like, no, like, what pizza place do you go to, and do they also have good sandwiches and good pizza?
You know what I
Couldn't
love?
answer the question.
So now we're talking about it again.
I know. But I couldn't wait to tell you.
Oh, that's
It's like,
great.
finally, some criticism. But I thought that was a really good debate, man.
You know
I
what?
feel like
Somebody
some
told me
people-
today, like, people like Howard Stern used to listen for an hour. The ones that hated him listened all 3 hours.
Mhm.
So let's talk about sandwiches.
You know what? We have that draft, the family draft coming up
Yeah.
Wednesday for fantasy football.
Yeah, we draft our families. Murphy's on my team now. Like we just
Our
we
wives
just
are always
mix
the
it
last
all
one
up.
picked.
they're like kickers.
Where's
Like, you know,
that,
it's like,
where's
oh.
that auto draft? No, man, but normally we do like pizza and wings and stuff. I think we switch it up and go. I'm warning you, I'm gonna sound like your wife, dude, because we're going to Bert's house. He's got a really good Mexican place by him.
Oh my God, she would kill
know.
you.
But listen, you know what it is?
Yeah.
No, not the one that she likes. There's like a
Okay,
different
okay.
one.
Well,
But it's just because since-
there's not a Mexican place that Peyton or
Sure.
Jenny don't like.
Sure.
Like,
I just haven't had good Mexican food lately, man. I'm just craving it. Anyway, a lot to talk about. Let's go Major League Baseball because we're like.
last time you said somebody was craving something in your household, you had breaking news. Like,
I know,
so
no
I hope
breaking
you're not
news.
pregnant.
No, God, no. God, no. I'd have a lot more questions if we were pregnant again. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yo, I'm so proud of myself.
Mhm.
Not to get political, but the DMV like asks you for like your political party and they want you to sign up.
What?
So, yeah, like so when you get the real ID, they like double check to see if you're like still want to be on your team you are.
Like you re-register to vote, or
Yeah.
you re-register with your whatever?
Yeah, so
Really?
I went independent, man. I don't want either. I don't need this. I want to be in the middle.
I didn't know that was
I
a
think.
choice.
Yeah, it's great. I got a letter too. They're like, "Are you sure you want to?" Burlington County was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "You have 30 days, like blah blah blah. If you're an independent, you can't." So like, I can't do the Democratic like primaries or whatever. Like,
Mhm.
I don't care. Like,
Yeah, I mean, dude, in my recollection,
or Republican.
the last few years of those have all been decided by one vote. I know there's people pulling their hair out and screaming at us right now, but like, come on,
I
dude,
know.
like, let's-
I didn't revoke my right to vote. I just revoked my right to party.
yeah. You got to fight for your right to party sometimes.
Apparently, I didn't know that was a political song.
Yeah,
until
no, I mean, it's
until
really,
that
the
day.
Beastie Boys are really ahead of their time.
they were.
They really were.
So-
Dude. So listen, Major League Baseball's in the thick of it right now.
I'm
I know.
just shocked I got a letter too. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like so I have this framed letter now. Like and I'm like, this is awesome. Like, oh man, because you know if I would have re-upped, they weren't sending me a letter. It wasn't gonna be like, yo, thanks for rejoining the party. Like they didn't even know. I didn't even know I had an option to opt out. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna opt out of my contract. Surf the political structure. See if there's a new team I want to join. Like, honestly, like, that's what I did. And I blame Carl in our group text, too.
Of course, dude.
Yeah.
Carl's the root of all
Bro.
everything
Yeah,
bad. I just
yeah.
want the record to show I'm trying to talk sports and my co-host won't let me, which is fantastic.
I wore a sweater today.
You
and
have a sweatshirt on and it's
Yeah.
still August.
And it's funny. It's sweater weather. But
And I don't think you could roll your sleeves up anymore right now.
and complain it's hot in the house.
Your cuffs are in your armpits
No,
right now.
Like, honestly, like I spent some time at the beach. I like when people like wear sweatshirts on the boardwalk. So that's the vibe I wanted for today, just to be comfy.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
busy day at work, had to just comf it down, and now I'm just sweating. Also, I got to lose some weight, so like sweat it out.
Next week's episode is going to be live from the sauna.
Yeah, just sweat.
Just,
The mics just start.
just hear the shh from the steam room. That would actually doesn't Kevin Hart do that? I think he does
Yeah.
in some sort of whatever.
Some guy named Earl is just in the corner grunting the whole time. It's great.
You're gonna just probably moaning that you're independent now.
Yeah.
Oh my God! All right, Major League Baseball.
Oh.
Are you deflecting? Is that why? You don't think you have a chance still as a Met fan?
What is there, like less than 30 games now?
I'm
Like,
just
it's close
saying,
to
dude.
that?
I mean, you're
don't
only
know.
3 games out of a spot, technically speaking, a
Yeah.
wild card spot.
Yeah. It's. I mean, you got to give us a shot, right? There's still a shot. It's better than what I would have predicted. So
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, from the dumpster fire that was the start of the season. So just looking at it, guys, obviously the Philly looks to take possibly the number 1 spot in the NL, but more than likely the number 2 spot. So at least you're guaranteed a bye with that. You and the Dodgers, it looks like, if the trend continues. The Braves are hanging on for dear life, and the Mets are hoping they fall from grace because other than that, it's an NL West wild card if the Diamondbacks and the Padres keep up.
the Braves are like 5 or 6 out, right, from the Phils.
From the Phils,
Yeah.
they're 5 out right
5 out.
Mhm.
Cool.
now. Yeah,
Um.
as of right now,
Meow.
right now. But I don't know, man. I mean, let's take a look here. What do the Braves have coming up for you Met fans? Philly, I just like where you're sitting. You're playing okay baseball right now.
They hate.
They got Philly.
They hate
They
Taiwan
got Philly.
Walker though. It's
So
it's
you
hilarious.
want here it is, man. You want
take 'em.
you want Philly to tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. You want Philly to make the clean sweep, and then they step over to the Rockies, which isn't going to be easy for them either. So, and to the Blue, like I don't know, man. The Mets, and I like the rest of the Mets schedule. To be honest,
I like this move.
I do.
It is one of the easiest schedules for the next 30 games for sure. And, you know, we have a couple games with the Phillies. You know, going against the White Sox. They better win those, man. That would be the Mets' luck. Now the White
You
Sox
saw
get
what happened when
hot.
the Yankees went there.
White Sox win. Yeah, exactly. So like,
God.
yo, the funniest part, we never talked about this on the air. The fact that I jinxed the you know what out of you. I was like, hey man, the White Sox have never won on a Monday, and then like 2 hours later, you're just like, LOL.
Yeah. Guess who bet them that particular Monday too? It was. I was like, I haven't lost. Come on, it's the Yankees. Nope.
Yeah, we still got 7 against Philly, 3 against Atlanta. It's gonna be fun, man. Look, you can control your own success if you win this next week. You know, and roll into Boston maybe a game and a half behind. But I did say on the record on the air that I did feel like come Friday the 13th, Mets Phillies, there's a better chance that the Mets are a dozen games out of the wild card, and the Braves are closer to the division, like 3 games from the Phils.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
That's going to be exciting. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
And we're doing a little kickoff thing on Friday 13th.
We are.
Right?
It's gonna get crazy too, because apparently Weezer's playing that same night.
The Wheeze.
The Wheeze.
Where at? Are they-
Nobody beats the Wheeze.
Are they playing at
I almost called it First Union. Wells Fargo, soon to be called something else. Soon to be called the Divide Live. But dude,
Ooh-wee, ooh, I look just like Buddy Holly. I mean, that's gonna be a good show.
our company has rolled them out so much that I'm wheezed out. I was like, I'm done wheezing. And Jen, who's a huge Weezer fan, she's like, I could do one more, but you're right.
I like Weezer. You know what I didn't like?
Their political views?
No.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
When they redid
Thank
Toto's
God.
Africa, and everybody went
Oh.
absolutely bananas for it.
I honestly, I didn't. At first, I was like, why is everybody playing? It was such a an
It was
exact
just
copy.
Stupid.
Yeah, I didn't notice the difference, so I just thought,
Yeah, it's just dumb. Everybody was like, Weezer, they're reinventing everything. It was dumb. All right, so other than the possible playoff pictures that we're just going to kind of let roll out, we're not going to speculate. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to jinx. We're going to knock on wood. We're going to see what plays out for the next at least 2 weeks before we start giving our best guess. Free agency is going to be a little crazy during this offseason. There's already this list that we are going to speculate a little bit for the top. It's a top 20 list, but we're going to talk about our guys in particular. Free agents coming up this offseason. Of course, number one is Juan Soto.
okay.
I mean, this guy's, projected to be in the Hall of Fame if everything keeps going with his career. He's just he's been a force to be reckoned with. And I mean, this season alone is the reason the Yankees had half the offense that they've had. Where does he go? I remember when he went to New York, Yankees.
He's staying in New York.
That's what I was getting at
yeah,
here.
yeah.
But at what cost, Mike?
I mean, Juan Soto takes precedence over Pete Alonso.
Then that was okay.
It's position over, and the problem is, our GM does not pay first baseman. Like, he has a track record of not overpaying for a first baseman. The inventory is huge. You can almost argue, and it kind of sucks too because, I mean, he's breaking milestones. He's hit more home runs than most Met players. He would easily hold that crown within 3 or 4 years. Obviously, would be retired as a Met. And we would retire his number regardless if he never won a World Series. So it sucks. I'm Team Pete all the way. But logic says Juan Soto would make a huge difference.
What's Pete? Pete's 30 something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Juan's 26. He's got some gas in the tank, buddy.
Yeah.
I think you're right on the money. I think he stays in New York. He gets paid, but he gets paid to go to Queens. And honestly, that's right there going to put the Mets in position to not even look at Pete Alonso. And Pete will go somewhere, maybe in the AL. I mean,
I was thinking the Cubs, for the longest time, because he's a polar bear, they're a bear. It looked like they needed help at first base. Now it's not necessarily the case. So I don't know. I could also see him, there's a few teams I could see him in. The one that I was feared that scared me during the All-Star break would be Texas, the Rangers. They already have Max. They have DeGrom. Todd Frazier loved his 6 months there. He was there announcing the home run derby. So I feel like if there was a dinner to get him to even consider Texas, those three men might have taken him to it.
I don't know if that's. I don't know. I mean, the last time a Met went to Texas and DeGrom,
they won a World Series.
We were literally laughing so hard in these very seats, and they won the World Series. And Texas needs some help. They definitely, this year has been, not to their expectations.
Yeah, riddled with injuries, starting pitching.
Of course.
Of course.
They're still not the Athletics or the Angels, that's for sure. That's one thing they can guarantee is they're not going to be any worse than that. What about Severino, Mike? I mean, the good news, Philly, is we're not have to talk about any of your guys. There's no one of notice big on your team that's hitting the free agency this year, the market. So Severino, do you even care about that as a Met fan?
I do. I like Sevy. I mean, it's really cool. Had his first shutout in 10 years or something. So he's reinvented himself, for sure. I definitely think he's going to get paid. It's just a matter of if it's us doing it. And I don't think we will because it's just we didn't pay anybody yet, so I can't say that he's gonna stay in Queens. I hope he does. I really enjoy Sevy, so it's been fun watching his career resurrect.
Yeah, I mean, and he's settling down. He's finding a little bit of light there. But it's really about, I don't think it's so much on whether or not the Mets are intended to re-sign him. Mm-hmm. I just think, to echo you, it's kind of like if another team's going to make him a multi-million-dollar offer, multi-year offer, he's going no matter what. I don't think the Mets will roll him into a multi-year deal that he's looking for. More than 2 would be silly for the Mets. But
Sean Manaea is going to get paid insane.
So, dude, I wanted to bring him up next before we even talk about Scherzer, because Scherzer is going to be pitching into his 40s, but he still says he has gas in the tank. But, Manaea is one of those guys that just he has a bat. He's got a cannon as well. So for a left-handed pitcher, how much do the Mets even look into him? How long do they keep that carrot on that stick before they just say, whatever, try your luck and come back to us? Is there that kind of respect where it's see what offers you get, see if we can match?
Yeah, he's 32 years old. I think that the Mets would be smart with this and try to re-sign him. I would be trying to do that early and often once the season's over, or even now. But Sean deserves that cash. He deserves that check. He's having a DeGrom type year. It feels like DeGrom. It feels good. It honestly does. So I'm rooting for him to get paid. Again, I'm hoping the Mets do it, but you're running into a situation where, they were in a rebuild, not a rebuild. They were, fixing things or whatever.
Yeah, quote unquote.
Yeah, and now they have to pay some things. So Pete's a chunk of change. Sean Manaea is a huge chunk of change in my eyes. I think, he could definitely get paid a Max Scherzer type deal for a couple years, but big money if he really wants it. And I think a team would give it to him. I look at starting pitching throughout the majors is struggling. Taijuan Walker with the Phillies, they're now showing videos of his jersey like when they signed him, but they're putting it in reverse. So they're putting the back on the hanger. Yo, I'm dying. My man Walker, he does not deserve that. He's a stud.
Oh, damn, I love the internet.
He's going through it. They should definitely shut him down, talk to him. Like, that's the problem. There's a lot of pride that comes into being a Major League Baseball player. So they need to work him out. But yeah, he's getting thrown mud at him all day on Twitter. It's great.
I love it, dude. Yeah. I love it. This is the era of trolling. I don't care what it is, who it is. It's such a and there's a fun way to do it.
There's creative trolling too.
And
yeah,
God, it's so great.
Yeah,
God, I love it. Last but not least, so Scherzer's obviously a little bit past his pasture here. If he does get re-signed anywhere, it's going to be some sort of lucrative 1-year deal. Do you see him coming back to the NL East?
Not with the Mets. I would say that. I could see him in Atlanta. I could see him in Philly.
That's what I was alluding. Like,
I could see that.
Do you see Philly? Could you see Philly spending a little bit of change just to, hey, what do you got? Yeah. I guess what we're really, let's have this conversation again in 2 months and figure out if Philly falls short again. Yeah. Could this be like a little, just
it could be
screw it. Why not?
A jab, a little bit, but also like it's, yeah, that's a tough one to really. So I don't, a 40-plus-year-old man in that ballpark is going to get lit up more times than not. We've seen him get lit up in big games.
Plus the injuries he's had the last few years.
Also, he's very outspoken in the clubhouse. He speaks his mind.
He's got 2 different colored eyes. What's up with that?
Yeah, so it seems like Max has no problem, whether it's in front of the press, behind closed doors. I mean, players love him. I'm not saying he's a bad teammate. I'm just saying, like, that could really, like, Philly media could really have a field day with that one. I mean, look what they're doing with Walker. They want him gone. Last year they were praising the guy, so they were excited to have him. So
Oh, man, I love how the market's just expanding out of New York media-wise, and it's just everybody's getting it. I love it. I love the hate. Stay with us, guys. We have to take a short break. When we come back, you're going to hear the most awesome thing to ever come out of Cassiano's mouth that I've heard in a long, long time.
Max's nickname is Brown Eye.
No, it's not. We have to take a break before I say something stupid. We'll be right back. Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
That's great. I can't believe that.
Brown Eye?
Brown Eye, yeah.
Oh, because he's the shit.
They couldn't go with old Blue Eye. Like,
Oh, my God, dude.
oh, that's great.
Those of you still with us during the break, if you're listening to this in podcast form, my co-host and I have this awesome betting site that we want you guys to check out. It's called bookies.com. If you go to bookies.com/shot, SHOT, that's bookies, BOOKIES.com/shot, SHOT, it will give you the best promos for all betting sites as long as betting is legal in your state. This is basically exactly. This basically pulls. It's like going to any sort of. It's like Orbitz or any sort of booking website where it gives you the best price on everything. This gives you the best promos from your betting websites. And if you're a degenerate like myself and you have multiple logins for these different apps, it'll tell you, hey, Sunday, this is the best place to get on. This will be your best promotions. This is where you're going to make your money, so on and so forth. It does all the shopping for you. Check them out. Bookies, BOOKIES, bookies.com/shot.
Well done.
You gotta give us a shot.
Like for instance, dude, Bet Rivers is calling my name this weekend.
Yeah, it is fun to look at the different
Just
promos.
giving you a second chance bet up to $250. I could get a second chance for $250. It's not a big deal. Or even FanDuel. Bunch of bonus bets. Sunday ticket. I can't wait for the NFL. Have you looked at anything fantasy wise? Did you jump on during
I
the
did
network?
jump on. Yeah, I'm a team player, Corey.
Yeah, no,
Corey's not a team player. Our fantasy league was his team. He not only won it last year, but he's the auto draft. Is that
auto draft champ.
Oh.
Let's get back on.
ruining Jamal's
Let's get back on the airwaves here for this conversation.
morale?
Oh, poor guy.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
Divide Live, Fox Sports The Gambler. Welcome back. We were just talking during the break. Fantasy football is approaching. Some of you already had your drafts already. We had one network draft for the Give Us a Shot network. And my co-host, Mike, was just saying how I'm not a team player because for the second year in a row, I chose to purposely not jump on an auto draft.
Yeah, that was rude.
It was. I was rude on purpose this time just because
You're trying to be.
I was trying to be. I was just in a jerk
Trying to get
mood.
back your
I was just trying
mean Bert status.
my mean Bert status.
Yeah, people would be like, "What's up with Bert today?" Oh no, that's Corey.
That's just him. But I will say I auto drafted last year, and I ended up winning the championship with very little waiver wire moves, I'll say. So my stance this year for this particular league, not for all the leagues, but for this particular league, my stance this year was the same. I'm going to auto draft. I got to pick my draft spot, which we really have to. We
Gotta
have to
work on that.
Yeah, I think if the winner, whoever wins, I don't think should choose their draft spot the following.
Yeah, it's weird.
No, I don't.
So how did Bert get one?
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Is it because he looks like you? So
It's like, is everything else random though? How did he do that?
I guess.
I don't know. I didn't care enough to ask a question. But I specifically it's a 12-team team. 12-team league?
12 team.
12. I specifically put myself in the middle at pick number 7 and auto drafted just to show you all that I'm still going to be the champ, the auto draft champ. So just so you know.
Proud of you.
That's going to happen.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great, man. For the rest of us, we were on a live stream. It was a lot of fun. We talked about some cool stuff. Talked about O.J. Simpson. They're taking his remains and turning it into jewelry,
I saw that.
and it's pretty cheap too. I might do that. With
I thought that was just for his
Can
kids.
I get like a thumb when you die, and like turn it into a ring?
Yeah, man, absolutely. Ew, you want
Cool.
to turn my thumb into like a ring? Like
Or
just
something like what keychain?
I thought it was his cremated. Like you mean like like my actual
I'm not
thumb.
gonna get the full body, so I figured I could get a piece of
No,
you.
what I'm saying is like you want like a preserved like something. Is it going to look like a thumb or is it going to be like?
No, we'll
the
turn
ash
it into.
part.
I'll turn it into a ring.
Oh man, do you, bro? You turn whatever you want.
Can I get the whole hand?
That'll be your new koozie. Just my hand holding a beer.
I'm at your funeral, wiping my tears with your hand.
Oh
man.
my God. You're a germaphobe. You use my hand to open doors and stuff. Just, see, what does it matter if he gets a disease? It's already done. Forget it. Oh my God, bro. That is. We apologize if we upset any single one of you.
And anything, yeah. Don't die like tomorrow. That would be morbid.
No, my hand would be in better
Also,
shape. though.
no, also I need more time to like actually get a contract written up that I get.
So hold on a second. So I thought it was OJ's cremated remains.
It is.
Were turned into jewelry.
It is,
But
yeah.
I thought it was specifically turned into jewelry for his kids. It was turned into jewelry like for people to buy.
I don't think we're gonna be able to buy it. I'm sure eventually. Hell yeah. Somebody's getting a piece of the juice.
Yeah.
For sure. But I think it's for the family first. But like somebody had to ask for permission from the family to do it. So again, I don't know what the jewelry is gonna be used for. And I've seen some mixed articles, but I think it's pretty cool because like I heard about this technology probably like 20 years ago out of Germany where you could turn your wife's remains into like a diamond. And Jen was like, yo, I'm in. And I was like, cool, I'm going to give it to my next wife. Like, you know, and she was like, all right. So like we've had that conversation again. This is a binding contract. I get your hand. We're on a podcast. No, I'm just kidding. I need to get her on this too. But yeah, so I've seen this crazy stuff. It's just cool. This is the first celebrity that I've seen with it. I wonder if they're going to make it into like a Cutco knife. That would be hilarious.
Stop.
I just want to know. Like, I want to know. Like, could you imagine that? Check out my knife collection. Like, you know, and it's just the remains of OJ. This is a one of one OJ Simpson knife.
Trying to be nice.
It reminds me of Wolverine and Deadpool too with that scene. So that's what I would do with OJ's remains. It's cool, man. I don't understand it. I guess like it's all matter. And like, you know, you could just turn it into anything. I guess like we're all just atoms. But I'm a
I
Mike,
looked at
I'm
it
not an
like,
atom,
you know
so.
how like it's, I don't know. I guess I read it and I was like, oh, so it'll be like, you know how like you can like fill little lockets with stuff. I figured it would just be like.
No, I read it like he's going to be like a gold chain. Like, that's how I read it. Like, you tell me they're just going to little stardust of OJ? Like, that's lame. That's not going to last. Put him in an hourglass. Be like, look.
Got
this
that
is how-
OJ around my neck.
Put him in an hourglass, like, for the exact amount of time, you know, it took to kill two people. Or the chase. Like, and we could all celebrate the chase. Like, put OJ in an hourglass and just watch the time go down.
Oh my God.
Like, oh man, it's the Broncos on 95. Like, it's almost
turn
over.
it into a Bronco emblem. Put it on your car.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh,
You ever
this
see
is
when
just
he's
such.
trying?
We live in such a great age,
There,
everybody.
Yeah, there was that comedy show where he's trying to sell a white Bronco, like from that year. Like, dude, could you imagine how
It was
much?
a whack job.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm sorry, man. Like in the family of I would have murdered him. He wouldn't have made it. You kill my daughter, I'm freaking.
Got away with
Yeah.
murder
Yeah, I would have.
and still got into trouble to get himself arrested. Some more. Like you got away with the most heinous crime, and you got locked up for theft. So dumb.
No.
Anyway, Castellanos. Let's talk about him real quick. Castellanos, and we're gonna see how this works. Is there a better way for me to? I'll just hold up to the mic. Is that the best way to do it? I didn't think that
Yeah, I
far
didn't
ahead.
cut the clip.
No, that's if I hook into that, would it play over the
Do you have a headphone jack?
on this? No.
Do you have iPhone?
Yeah, iPhone.
Yeah, hold down, buddy.
Oh yeah. So Castellanos was basically asked the question: if you were commissioner for a day, how would you change the game? And this was his answer. By the way, he's got his glove, he's got his shades, he's got a backwards hat. He's like in like workout clothes, but then he's wearing slides. So I'm like super confused because he's like wearing his glove like he was just shagging balls, but like he's literally wearing slides. I don't know. Anyway, here we go.
If you were commissioner for a day, what would you change about the game?
I would change that ownership doesn't have any severe consequences for losing for an extended period of time. You know, so like if we're in the big leagues and we don't perform well, we get demoted or cut. If their organization didn't perform well, somebody else would have an opportunity to buy it from them. You know, just keep it to where nobody can really own the game of baseball, because the game is above true ownership. But that would never happen.
All right. I know you hate it when I say this, but my baseball purist.
It's
I
like,
know you hate it.
No, it's like one of those things that people call you. Like, everybody at work calls me a nice guy. The one guy's like, I swear he goes home and kicks his cat. I was like, I freaking hate cats.
Yeah, of course I'd kick my cat. Hate him.
I like Pee Wee Perman, but he
Pee-wee's
also
the man.
gives me hives every time I'm around him.
You like practically die.
Bro, when we had to do the show when this was being renovated,
forget it.
and
That was like after I like
back of my
tried to
head-
clean
you clean it was spotless.
everything.
It was spotless.
I'm still looking at you like, are
It's
you warm, man? Your face is all red.
just- I got the meat
Eyes blowing
sweats.
up like itch. I'm good. I'm good. All right, I want to dive into what
Or
he
like
said.
somebody we know. Like,
Don't do it.
well,
I want to
on.
dive into this because at face value it sounds okay, but the more I think about it, it's stupid.
Yo, it put me through a rabbit hole, because then I started thinking about, and especially with all the fantasy drafts, how how strange it is like that we still do drafts. You know, these poor players don't get to pick what company they work for. You know what I mean? And it's not that all the companies are equal either. Like, how angry would you be if you were the level of Bryce Harper and you got signed to Oakland, who doesn't even have a stadium?
Right. Well,
Right.
but the point. So here's the weird part: is it's a business like anything else.
Yeah.
I don't think the ownership needs the consequences for having a terrible ball club is enough, because you're not making as much money as you would. You're not selling out these stands. You're, as ownership, like owners don't want a bad ball club. They're not trying to run it into the ground. They want their business to thrive. So to say like, they don't have consequences, like it comes down to money, like anything else. Like think of Moneyball, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's not that the Oakland Athletics and Billy Beane didn't want to win. They didn't have any money to win. Ownership was not paying anybody. So it's like,
that's a problem.
so it's
Because there's tons of money to, like, they're still billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to own we couldn't own we couldn't own a minor league team if we wanted to right now. Like, so, like, there's money in the game, and I think that's what Castellanos is upset about. Also, the simple fact of, maybe he's left some teams because of money.
Yeah.
Right? Had to join other teams because there was good owners. Now, the other thing that I think about is, like, no offense to your Yankees, but you make money every single year.
Mm-hmm.
You have Soto right now. You have a great lineup.
Right.
Still kind of flawed, but you haven't won since 2009.
right.
And you haven't been to a World Series since 2009.
Correct.
The Mets were there in 2015.
Thank you for reminding me.
So there's different avenues.
Why don't you throw in that you're from Brooklyn? Why don't you do that in this speech?
Did I tell you, like, my boss noticed I say that? Yeah, and a few other things. It was pretty funny. So I called you immediately because he was like, yo, dude, there's, like, things that I check down during your meetings with your clients that you say, and you figure out a way to talk about Brooklyn. He's like, it's hilarious.
It's cool. I said it again.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So that's my thoughts on the whole situation. Like, it's not a matter of, like, do I think ownership is purposely doing it? I think the fear of that would be great. I know there's other people that would love to own the team, hence what happened with the Wilpons. But then the Wilpons, like, tried to backtrack. I mean, they had to deal with Cohen. They they walked away from it. They had to deal with A-Rod and J-Lo's company. Thank God they walked away from that. No offense, A-Rod. Presidente Light. Find it in stores near you. Things like that. But and I'm only saying thank God. I think A-Rod would have been a great owner. They were explaining the whole entertainment process, and people were like, what, we're going to have concerts and stuff outside? Same thing Steve Cohen's doing outside of the stadium, guys. Focus. So their concept was good, and I think they would have been great owners as well. But I love the Cohens. I think they're doing a phenomenal job. But when you look at owners throughout, like I look at the Knicks, like they're hot now, but there was decades where they were like, we're selling out the Garden. Who cares? So when you look at ticket sales, that's the root of all evil sometimes with rich underperforming teams. And, and maybe the Knicks are kind of like the Mets where everybody likes to use them to get their price up, but nobody wants to play there. You notice that?
But it wasn't for lack of
trying.
That's my whole point. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I get that.
Like
I mean, there was some like we should have. If the Knicks wanted to really play, they could have gotten some marquee players.
I think
guard.
But it's not it's not level playing field either. I mean, you think about how many free agents end up going to play anywhere in Florida because there's no state tax. You know what I mean? Or any state where they can get more bang for their buck. It's like, you have these owners that are throwing this money at them, and they're like, well, yeah, but that's the same money I'm getting over here, and I get to play, and it's Miami. Are you kidding me? Like, this is where I get to live. This is where I get to spend, 300 days out of the year or whatever. Like, it's just, I don't know. I think it's like the concept at first is cool. Like, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well, that's what he said. It's never going to happen.
Nah, of course not. But
it's hard enough to become an owner. You got to get voted in by the Legion of Doom.
It's weird. You gotta drink lamb's blood or whatever they do. I don't know what they do. Good God, I don't know what they do. But yeah, they got to get approved and all that other stupid stuff. And then you can still be an owner for millions and millions of years like Jerry Jones in the NFL, and everybody hates you publicly. Players hate you publicly, and you're just like, whatever, I'm rich. I don't care. I don't care. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, pop culture. There's a bunch of stuff we got to talk about. People lost in space. Starbucks gift cards.
That's a lot of money.
A million things. A lot of money.
Probably all mine too. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll talk about this when we come back. Divide Live, Fox Sports, The Gambler. Stay with us. We'll use this time to shout out Iconic Candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I've been craving those.
Squeeze Pop just released. Yeah, I'm excited. Went like Five Below is a little bit behind, and the lady's like, it's not here yet. I keep going. Like, so some of the stores have not gotten it yet, but they promised me there's a reset this weekend and that they'll be on the shelves. And I was like, don't play with me.
I believe it. Labor Day is
it needs to be out. Like, so you can check them out. Cracker Barrel online at iconiccandy.com. Five Below, a few other retailers throughout the globe. That was beautiful.
Thank you so much. Let's get into it.
Mm-hmm.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
Divide Live, Fox Sports The Gambler. Guys, check out our socials. Divide Live on Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter. Definitely check out Facebook and YouTube Live for the Fox Sports The Gambler.
The Gambler.
YouTube Live, as well as the Give Us a Shot .network.
Mikey Hughes checking in on the live stream, and he says, political party, the Bears.
The Bears. The Bears. You know, so because the internet's the internet, we can custom make the last name 2024, like the political shirts, or how it would say like
I mean, yeah, of course they always have like proud Boehm, strong father, amazing lover. Like, they make all those stupid shirts. Where have you been?
Really? I'm under a rock, man. It just popped up on my feed.
2024.
It was like, customize your own shirt. Like, I remember seeing funny ones like
literally
Hall & Oates and all that other stuff.
We literally have a text group where you're like, we should make this shirt. You didn't think there's other places that customize shirts? We have a team that literally customize.
Talking general public, man. Yeah, we're like above that. We're so cool.
Did you know we could have political shirts if you wanted, Corey? Like, we could actually make them
I do
ourselves.
now. I do now.
DM us with your political shirt, and we will make it.
All right, let's get into a few things here. So apparently there's 2 astronauts that are stuck in space, and they are not going to the Boeing Starliner astronauts.
Oh, no, we're
I didn't
dead.
even know people were up there.
I
to be honest with
definitely,
you.
you just said the B word, Boeing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll take that hand now because they're going to come after you.
I didn't say they did anything wrong.
You're going to
I'm
say
just
they
saying
left
they're
people up in
no,
space.
No, I didn't say that.
And
I'm
they're
just
not
saying
bringing them home.
That's the Starliner that left. I'm just brand loyalty. That's all. I'm just saying that, giving credit where credit's due.
Okay.
So they're going to be stranded in space for like 80 days. They're
Yeah.
not coming home until 2025.
And I thought it was bad when my Uber said halfway through the ride, I'm not taking you the other way. I want to go home.
What?
Yeah. I had an Uber driver do that to me. And then I was like, all right, well, I'm going to report this. He's like, no, just cancel the ride. Then call Uber and get a refund. Like, in other words, he still wanted the full payment of the entire ride. I was like, bro, none of that's happening. So, like, I'm awkwardly sitting in this man's car, and, dude, he starts screaming, get out of my car. I was like, I need to figure out where I am, and then I'm going to get out of your car. So then I had to call the operator. It was a horrifying situation.
Where were you going?
Home from a game. Like, I took him.
From Philly?
Yeah.
And he picked up the ride and he was like, nah, never mind.
Yeah, he was just like, I don't know. Like, maybe somebody DM'd him a pic or something, and they're like, 5 minutes, or you get nothing. I don't know. Maybe he shit his pants. I didn't smell anything. I just said shit.
That's okay.
I said it twice, so it'll be easier to find and edit. But yeah, they.
Bro.
Oh, man.
No.
It was
I
nuts.
think if that happens, I call the
was-
cops and I'm like,
And then, like, yeah, it was like a company thing, and we didn't have parking tickets, so I was like, bro, $40 a park. I'll just Uber.
yeah.
Like
We've done it before.
Yeah, it's so much better, especially when it's a big game. So I still do recommend it. This was horrifying. I didn't get home till like 1:30, and I was like, I wanted to scream.
Nah.
Like, yeah. So,
I get out of his car and I leave his car door open. So he has
That's-
to get out and shut it.
bro, that is.
And depending
brutal.
on how rude that man is,
That
when
would've
he
been
gets out to shut it.
clutch.
That's
Mind you,
why.
too, like, I had some of my work stuff, like, so I was just like, I'm getting back out of the car. People were like, what's going on? I was like, I'm stuck here. So now, and it was a 7-Eleven. You know how bad that is to be at a 7-Eleven trying to figure out to get another Uber during, like, a surge?
No, that is bad.
So, like, you're seeing all these Ubers pass you, but you're now stuck in an area where they don't normally pick up, and they're all picking up at the stadium.
Yeah.
So, like, it was like, dude, like 30, 40 minutes. It was awful. So,
Damn, man. Moment of silence for that terrible situation.
it's
I don't even
almost
know
as
what I would
bad as being lost and left in space.
Just that might be worse than being at least left in space. You know where you are.
I
Allegedly.
I guess.
When we say
but
space, we really mean like the studio that NASA makes the space in, because that's not a real thing.
Did you know, like, it's kind of like being snowed in, though. Like, you were supposed to be there for a weekend. Now it's probably like, all right, I'm done with this. Like, how exhausting could that be?
Bro, 80 days
Yeah, forget that.
where you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I've seen space. Seen all there is in the space.
Nice view.
I'd like to come home now. And imagine if it's two pilots that like don't get along. Like, imagine if they're like just like friendly with each other because they're like, oh, I can spend, when you like you go on
Yeah,
vacation with someone
yeah.
and it's like an extended friend. They're like, I can spend 5 days with them, whatever. And then you're like, no, you got to spend 80 days.
Even on a golf course, like, you meet a stranger and it's like the first couple holes, you're like, all right, I like this guy. Maybe the 9th hole, you're feeling it. But like the 15th or 16th, it's like, you know what? You're kind of annoying.
Yeah,
Like,
by hole 13, when he's still taking breakfast balls and hitting out of bounds and then sinking the
I'm
putt
gonna-
and
I'm
saying
gonna hit that
par,
again. But they
made par. Hey, yo, count again, buddy.
and then made par, yeah.
Take that
And then-
provisional. That one dude, we were
And
like,
he's taking his but like
the two guys arguing with each other.
Oh, that was
I always count. What is it? Like, I always count true. I don't lie. Like, that was only a bogey. He was like, dude, that was like an 8 on a par 4. It was a double par,
they're
man.
nuts. I agreed with everything they said because I felt like they might have had some bodies in their trunks.
Oh yeah,
So
man.
I was like,
I
yeah,
feel
I'm
like
cool,
a bunch
man.
of old Italian
Oh,
guys.
dude, it was crazy. It was great. It was a load of fun. But like when you know somebody's voice is their voice because of the amount of cigarettes they've consumed and whiskey. Like, yeah.
I felt like if, because he offered us the croissant, because I guess he packed breakfast. He offered us those croissants.
Have you ever been offered a croissant?
No. He wasn't like, hey, man, like, I got granola. He was just like, I have some croissants I picked up. And we were like, no, we're good. He offered it to us like 3 or 4 times.
We should
You
have
sure you
taken
guys
it.
don't want a
Yeah,
croissant?
but
No way, we'd be dead. There was something in those croissants. We wake up at a 7-Eleven.
Or it's kind of like the first time you ever see, Mom, where's the meatloaf? And he's like, you know what? I will have some
croissant.
meatloaf. Like that.
We did have that moment.
We did have that moment with them.
We're like, yeah, we'll take a croissant. But no. We were like, no thanks, buddy.
No.
Not a croissant.
There
All
you
right.
go. Your fan's going to hate it again.
Yeah, sorry. We just get sidetracked
Croissants?
here.
Really?
Starbucks gift card. Starbucks has released that they have $1.77 billion in unredeemed gift cards. Gift cards just sitting there. Like, that's an insane amount of money. Like, 1.77 billion gift cards in unredeemed.
It's Elon on one card.
Dude, I
Would that
swear
be-
to God.
And he's just waiting for them to have the worst financial crisis of Starbucks and then swipe his $1.7 billion gift card.
It's
And
outrageous.
buy them.
It's absolutely
Makes
outrageous.
perfect sense though, dude. I'm just telling you, and I bet you they'll never have that number. Will only go up. It will not go down. Those cards are gone.
Well, Starbucks has already
yeah.
made more money. I mean, with
Off the investment.
with inflation alone, it's just
Yeah.
like, you know, you get a gift card, you forget about it for a year, and the prices go up.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Starbucks gift card in my car right now, but I don't like Starbucks. So things like that sit. I think it was only for like $5. That's what it is. It was like $5 too.
Uh-huh.
I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong. Like end
Yeah.
of year gifts when kids are like, "Thank you so much," and they give me like a Dunkin' Donuts gift
Mm-hmm.
card for $5 or Starbucks. I'm like, thank you, but like, come on.
Have you ever gotten one with nothing on it?
Not yet. Knock
Not
on
yet.
wood.
That umpire, when we used to play softball,
Uh-huh.
one team did that to him, and he was still, every time I saw him, he'd be like, I don't like that guy. The team he used to play for gave me a nice card, thanked me for the season, said there was like $200 on this gift card. I was so taken back. I swiped it at the register, $0 freaking dollars.
Bro,
Yeah.
that's a great situation for a lot of reasons. And we're going to go over time, but we have to talk
Okay.
about this. Number one, that's the most passive aggressive thing you can ever do to somebody. Because even if you're going to see that person again, you could be like, what?
Yeah.
No. I don't even have the receipt on me, but that's we all collected money for that. What was it, a problem at the register? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can
Yeah.
act dumb,
Yeah.
right? Because then you're not going to be like, dude, no, there's not. Stop playing with me. They're like, no, there was. The other thing is, like, the balls. Like, it's not even like that was your last year in the league, and you're like, screw this guy.
And this was the steroid dude. Like, he was jacked
yeah.
up all the time. He was a beast of an umpire. To really pick a fight with him is unreal. One time he threw a bat at me, and one of the guys wanted to go after him. I was like, no, I'm cool. You can throw whatever
Yeah.
he wants. Like, everybody calm down.
I
Get
told
that-
him just don't go for the head.
Yeah.
He's okay. You
Like-
can't, shoulders and down.
Yeah. Like, it was kind of like it was my version of the Clemens Piazza bat throw.
Oh, my God, dude.
Like, it was like I was just there. I didn't agree with the call, but I was like, are you sure? And then all of a sudden the bat came, and it was like, that felt like deliberate. And the one kid who never gets angry got angry. And I was like, yo, dude, it's actually cool. Like, you know, I actually pay extra for him to throw stuff at me. Like, you know, like I was like trying to make calm down the situation. But like, I was like, oh my God, that guy could have killed us all. Like, so to
I
give
hate that
him
league so
a
much.
$200 gift card with nothing on it. Could you imagine? Like, maybe he's got like, you know, Cheetos, like just buying groceries. His family's there.
Well, because when you when you have you just buy stuff that you wouldn't buy for yourself, like the walk of shame back from that register, I'd be too proud. I'm like, I guess I'm
Like
spending
stewing.
$200.
Yeah,
I'd be like, what?
But he's like, ooh.
I would pay to see that reaction. Like, if I'm gonna go through the trouble to give him, I'm following that guy
Filming
around
it.
to
Yeah.
see that reaction.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's it's like a now we'll wait till he uses it. But so I think about that a lot. Like, and we actually had a gift card issue, like Peyton's gift card that Laura got her a couple years ago or something. It was like Valentine's Day or something. She was just like, here's a gift card. Well, it was like, oh, that's really cool. It wasn't like something you would expect a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah, I wanted to do it. I thought it was cute, blah, blah, blah. So she did it, and we get to the register, and it's not working. It's like now we're like awkward, like texting her, like, hey, we hope you didn't get charged. Like, it was cool. We don't need the gift card.
Right.
We paid for Peyton's gift in honor of you, like, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, no, I paid. And then it turned out they put it all on the first gift card, and she bought multiple ones.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an error at the register. So the one kid got 30, and the other two got 0 or whatever it was. Like, so it was funny.
Oh, there was somebody else too. Oh man, it's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Buying a gift card for someone and having the person at the register mess it up.
Or like donating money, and like this happened once. Like you donate money and you add one too many zeros.
Yeah, I don't mind giving for the cause, but I don't want to give that much.
10, 10's fine. 100, no, we raised a ton of money. We're going to be doing a walk for the Children's Specialized Hospital. So we're going to make a team. Definitely, I'm going to make you go there. It's in Somerset.
Man.
Details to come. It's in October. There'll be a press release.
October. I'm kidding. I'm in.
Sweater. But yeah, that's it. I got nothing else. We're way over time.
We're way over
I'll
time.
speed us up
guys.
into Chipmunks on the radio.
Oh
So
yeah, that's fine. Don't do whatever. Just do whatever on the radio. You already cursed. Just
like
whatever. Just play the first segment twice. I don't care.
It's like, hey, why do I still sound the same? That's all sped up.
Have a good week. We'll be back next week, guys. It's Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.